Hey guys, I am Murali. I hope you are all doing well. My intention for this channel is to share my knowledge and also learn from others. So, let's collaborate. Every system requires a seamless communication network for its data exchange. From that context, we understood about the FedNow communication network in the previous videos. From this video onwards, we begin to understand how the data exchange happens in the FedNow system. The FedNow system uses the standardized ISO 20022 defined messages for various business flows. All the money movement or any investigations regarding the money movement or the reports, everything is being done using these messages. These ISO 20022 messages are defined for all payment scheme across the world, and each payment scheme is welcome to modify the messages according to their needs. We know that FedNow is an instant payment service and follows a gross settlement method for money movement across banks. So, every message in this system is processed individually regardless of whether it is a value message or a non-value message. The FedNow categorizes the usage of these ISO 20022 messages into 7 major functions. Each of these categories are defined to perform a certain business operations and that make the FedNow seamless instant payment processing system. They are system messages, customer credit transfer, payment returns, request for payments, liquidity management, information request, and finally account reporting. The system messages are used by the participants to communicate their statuses or any technical message rejections and broadcast information to the FedNow service, which eventually will be communicated to the other participants by the FedNow service. The following messages are used for the same purposes within the above definitions. All these messages are called system messages and required to be set up earlier even before other messages are getting started to process. The first one is message reject. It is communicated using admin 002. It is applicable for both FedNow service and the banks. The next one is receipt acknowledgement. The format is admin 007 and this is also applicable for both FedNow and bank. And next one is broadcast messages. So this will be communicated using admin 004 and this is also applicable for both FedNow and its banks. The next one is FedNow system response. The format is admin 011 and it is applicable only for FedNow service and not for its participants. And next one is retrieval request and the format is admin 006 and it is applicable only for the participants, not the FedNow service. The final one is FedNow participant file admin 998 and it is applicable only for the FedNow service, not the participants. This is the core function of the FedNow service. These messages are used to move money from one customer account to another customer account. So, the following messages are used for the same. The customer credit transfer, which is PAX 008, and FedNow service forwards this message, but banks can initiate this message. The next one is payment status report. The format is PAX 002 again, so this will be forwarded by the FedNow service, but only banks can initiate it. The third one is payment status request. The format is PAX 028 and only FedNow can forward it and banks can initiate it. The payment return functions. These messages are used to return money from the beneficiary customer account to the originator customer account. Means the reversal of the payments that initiated before using PAX 008. So the messages involved are return request CAN 56 and return request response CAN 29 and payment return PAX 004. All of these messages are initiated by the banks and FedNow service only forwards it to the other participant. Request for payments. This is a new feature introduced in the payment industry. These messages are used from the beneficiary customer to receive a fund from the other party if they accept the request. The messages involved are request for payment, in short RFP, format is pane 13, and RFP response pane 14, and RFP cancellation request, that is CAM 55, and RFP cancellation request response, this is CAM 29. Once again, all these messages can be initiated by the banks or any other financial institution, and FedNow only forwards it to the other participant. The FedNow uses a concept called liquidity management transfer. So the LMT messages are used to fund the FedNow settlement accounts, where every bank have their FedNow accounts with their central bank, and they need to maintain enough liquidity for settlement purposes. So the FI to FI credit transfer message tax 9 is used for funding the settlement accounts. And information request messages are used to inquire the missing information about the received value messages, and it has information request CAM 26 and information request response CAM 29, additional payment information CAM 28. So once again, all these messages can be initiated only from the bank or any financial institution. Only FedNow service facilitate by forwarding these messages to the intended party. The final and the important function is account reporting. These messages are used by the FedNow service to its participants or banks for treasury management and reconciliation purposes. So it will send all the transaction in a report using these messages. It includes account report request CAM 60, account balance report CAM 52, account activity total reports CAM 52, account activity details report again CAM 52. The final one is account debit credit notification using CAM 54. So these messages are sent by the FedNow service in both formats. Either it can be solicited by the participants or it is unsolicited. The first one is CAM 60, which is account reporting request. It cannot be solicited or unsolicited. The account balance report CAM 52 will be sent as a solicited basis. The account activity total reports and account activity details report both can be sent in unsolicited or solicited basis. The final one, account credit debit notification, is only unsolicited basis. We will see each of these messages and its functional flows in upcoming videos in detail. Well, this brings us to the end of this video. I hope you learned something from it. Please leave your thoughts as a comments. I'll read and reply to you. Thank you for watching till the end, and see you in the next video. Bye bye.